Welcome back, everybody. It's another edition of the New Variety Art Show where we get to meet interesting and informative guests that will talk about the new variety arts. What do we mean by that? Well, variety arts encompasses clowns, mimes, jugglers, magicians, psychics, hypnotists, you name it. All of the different types of entertainers that you might see at a theme party or working on the pier in San Francisco. And all across the country, variety arts is gaining a new recognition, a new foundation, and that's why we're here, to give you a chance to meet some of these interesting folks in the variety arts. And right now I want to say hello to my good buddy, our musical director, Mr. Bill Swayze.
How you doing, Brad?
Real fine. Boy, time goes by so fast, Bill.
It sure does.
Can you believe how late it is, how many shows we've already done?
We're quite into the season now.
That's right, and we've more to go, more guests.
Boy, we had fun last week.
Do you know what a caricaturist is, Bill?
Well, that's somebody who's at parties and draws your pictures, I think.
That's probably what most people would think of, I would hope.
That's where you see them, isn't it? I mean, you know.
Well, mostly, I would guess, but we're going to find out a little bit more about what a caricaturist is and what a caricaturist does. And actually, they're an artist, a variety artist, just like all of the other performers that we've had on the program. But what they do is something very specialized, and you get to take it home with you, which is a little different than a magic trick or a juggling exhibition. And my guest today is a gentleman who's been doing caricatures for many years. He's worked all over the valley, and a fascinating guy and a good friend. Please say hello to Mr. Steve Parker.
Hi, Brad.
Hi, Steve. Glad you could make it here today. And at short notice, I know, but we're glad you were here. Tell us a little bit about what a caricaturist is and does. I mean, like Bill, most people say, oh, it's a guy at a party that draws your picture, but I'm sure there's more to it than that.
Well, Brad, a caricaturist is a person who is able to do some cartoons, but specifically make them look like some particular individual. And there are various different kinds of caricaturists. I'm sure that some of you have seen the caricaturists that they would have perhaps in Disneyland, where they do very quick profile views of you. Sometimes caricaturists try and bring out the maybe the one or two features on your face that you really wouldn't like to have brought out.
The exaggerated.
But some of them do a caricature that's a little more portrait-like, and that's the kind that I normally do, because I feel like a caricature should be something fun and not necessarily too poke fun at someone just because they happen to have a huge honker or whatever it might be.
Well, I'm sure that you probably are able to instantly pick out someone's flaw when they sit down in front of you to have their picture drawn, whatever it might be. Is it hard for you not to do that? Is it hard for you to say, oh, she's got a lovely wart, I got to get this in?
Sometimes it's a little difficult. However, I usually, especially when you're dealing with women, I always try to flatter them both in their figures, and they always ask me to take off maybe 10 or 15 pounds, and I usually grant that wish and go from there. Yeah.
There you go. Well, now, probably one of the most famous caricaturists, I believe, is Al Hirschfeld, that does the Hollywood caricatures of all of that are hanging in the Brown Derby and things like that. Was he kind of a hero of yours?
Yes, there were a number of people, or there are a number of people that do some good work. One of the first people that I ran into in town, and he's been a caricaturist here in the valley for a long, long time, is Paul Reeves. And Paul, some of you may know him as Dr. Zapp, and Paul was a teacher at Maricopa Technical College, and he was the one that got me interested in it, and from that point on I've taught it to a number of people myself. So.
Right. I know Paul. We've worked together many times, as have you and I, and I hope to have Paul on the show one of these days, because he's a fascinating story in and of himself. But let's talk about first of all, before we go any further, what we're going to do is we're going to set up a little demonstration today, and we're going to let you do what you do best, because we really can't show any film clips of you. So you brought your easels, some pens with you today, and this is, you know, kind of ego-flattering to me, but would you do me? I don't think you've ever done me before, because every time we work a party, you've got lines of 300 people, and I'm off doing something else.
Right.
So I don't know how we're going to do this here, but we're going to get this easel around, and we're going to go ahead and have you start drawing me as we can, drewing me, easy for me to say. as we continue to carry on our conversation. So if we're ready to do that, we can go ahead and swing that around, get this into position. Let's talk about, first of all, your background as an artist, because I believe you're a graphics or a commercial artist. Is that where your original interest was? And should I sit still for this, or?
Oh, not necessarily. No. No, in fact, after doing caricatures of little children that are able to sit still for maybe 20 seconds, you usually get pretty quick at it.
Okay.
So, actually, Brad, my background was in education, and I started out as a teacher, and I taught for a number of years before getting into commercial art. And the idea of doing caricatures is really kind of an outgrowth, I guess, of some of the cartoonist stuff that I do. So I usually try and make a quick study of the person that I'm getting ready to draw, and I'm usually concerned about the facial shape first of all. So that's where I would begin.
Now, when you were a kid in school, did you draw doodles on your notebook, and did you do your own cartoons at school? Because I went to school with some kids that were like that, and I thought, man, they'd be great cartoonists someday. Did you create your own characters?
Well, you know, surprisingly not. I went to a very small school in Nebraska. And
we've had a lot of folks from the Midwest.
Well, all the good folks are from Nebraska, right? I went to a very small school in Nebraska, and it was in the town where they had a number of student teachers in a college, and they came to us the spring of my senior year, and you know how you are when it's
senioritis,
senioritis,
you want to get
and
out.
They said, we have some new teachers that need to have a class, and so we're going to offer a couple of classes, and you have a choice. You can either take art or Latin. Now you know how I got into this field. I couldn't imagine anyone taking Latin in their spring of their senior year.
Oh, goodness.
So that's the direction that got me started, and I really kind of enjoyed it, and so when I got into college, I thought, why not pursue this a little bit? And I knew that I could probably find a job as a secondary art teacher, and I did, and then I taught here in the Valley for about.
Is that what brought you here to the Phoenix area? How long have you been here now?
I've been in the Valley about 25 years, so it's been quite a while. And
what is it, 30 Bill, to make you a native? I think so. Okay, 30 years.
Well, I think I must be getting pretty close.
You're approaching that. Well, very good. Where do you find most of the work that you do? Is it mostly corporate stuff, or do you do private parties or grand openings, or what?
Fortunately for me, I've got a really nice base of operation, and I work out of my home. I've done that for some time, and I do everything from caricature jobs. I put on programs at schools, elementary schools. I do a lot of programs for elementary schools.
So some of our children friends out there, our kid viewers, would probably maybe have seen you at their school.
I'm sure, because I've done programs for the Phoenix Library and the Scottsdale Library, and in fact I just finished 3 programs last week for the Scottsdale Public Library. And
now, what do you do in those particular shows? How do you vary it from when you're sitting down to do what you're doing now as to when you're performing for a group of children?
Well, this isn't normally a caricature business. It's to teach kids the basics of drawing and how to cartoon.
So it's an instructional thing.
It's kind of an instructional program, yeah.
That kind of brings this up. Can I hold this up here? And as we get an over the shot here, this is this the book that you put together for kids, how to draw?
Yes, this is one. I've illustrated about 15 children's books here in the Valley.
Yeah.
For a company here in the Valley, and this happens to be one of them. And I wrote this one completely, and also
open this up just a little bit here.
Sure.
Let's see here. Oh, okay. So, all right. Well, I just opened at random here, but this looks like some Westerns type stuff, and it goes through step by step how to draw. This is a wagon wheel and a buffalo head or something like that. That's okay. Wagon wheel, and it takes you line by line how to do this. Well, this is great. I don't remember anything like this when I was a kid. As you'll soon find out, I have very little artistic. Can anybody learn to do this, or?
Oh yes, I thoroughly believe that art isn't one of those skills that you're born with. You can learn to draw art just as easily as you can learn to tie your shoes.
Ah, well, nowadays we use Velcro. You know,
Well,
I don't know. I don't know a kid that knows how to tie his shoelace anymore. Are these all your drawings in the?
Yes.
Okay,
this is a clip art series.
Now, clip art, for some of you, you may not know this. A lot of advertisements, printed type things. People are computer programs, whatever. People want to have a little artwork, and they can't maybe draw as good as they can clip out from a book of clip art. And so this is a book that Steve has put together that has all kinds of stuff in it. I just want to give you an idea of the kind of stuff that he does. Now, you do stuff in color, too. Was this from a T-shirt?
Yes, this was a T-shirt designed for,
well, that's what I am right there. That's what I am.
Typical couch potato, right?
Couch potato. There we go. I'll try to hold it still so we can get a shot of it there. And this is in color. Now, is this what we call a transfer? Is that right? Yeah,
this is what is normally given to the customer so that they can get an idea of what it's going to look like on the shirt, and then they make a proof for me so that I can keep it for my collection as well.
Okay, well, here's some cartoon. Is this what you use in the school programs here to kind of illustrate?
Some of that is for the school programs,
okay,
yes.
Let's see if we can get a little shot of that there. This is, this has got some instructions here on how to draw cartoon features.
Yeah, there are some very specific steps that you can use in drawing cartoons that really kind of help the whole things along.
Is that what this line is? All these lines are here on the face here? See, this is, I guess, how you break it down. You have to see differently when you're an artist. You have to see shapes and forms and see, I try to draw the whole thing at once. That's maybe what my problem is.
Yeah.
You have to see segments and little pieces and put that all together. That's neat, Steve. Well, it's great that you not only entertain people while you're doing this and you sit and chat, and I bet you've met hundreds of fascinating and interesting people that have sat down in front of this board to have their pictures drawn. Have you had any famous people? We haven't had a chance to talk about this. But,
I haven't had any famous people, but I did have an interesting experience just here recently. I was working a program, and there were a number of people from AT&T Cable. And they were from all over the world, and it was a Western type of a program, so I thought, all right, I put them on wanted posters, and I gave them bandanas and all kinds of things like that, and this one man I had chasing a roadrunner.
A very typical Western,
very typical
out
Western
here in Arizona, we'd understand.
Well, he was from Thailand. And all of the rest of the evening, over my shoulder, I often can hear comments, and all of the rest of the evening, I could hear him saying, "What's a roadrunner?" And people were trying to explain to him, and of course he wasn't at all aware of what a roadrunner was going to be. So I thought,
needs to spend a little more time out here in the West.
And just about the time he had it all figured out, then someone said, "Well, it's also a cartoon." And that just threw the whole thing out of kilter again. We had to start from scratch at that point. So.
Beep, beep.
Yeah.
Very good. How are we coming on this sketch here?
Oh, I think we're doing all right here. I'm just getting ready to put in the body. One of the characteristics of doing a caricature is that you turn around and do a little bitty body on top of a
I always probably
head.
Most ladies like that, don't they?
Absolutely.
Big head and very tiny.
Especially if you can put them in bathing suits or whatever, you know, and really kind of.
Now, do you ask people what their hobbies or interests are? Do you try to tie that in?
Usually do. Now, in your case, I already know what I can probably do here. Some of the strange things that you do.
I guess I can't see this, folks, so. I can't even see the monitor, so I have no idea what this is going to look like, but I trust Steve.
Sure.
And as long as you don't make me look like Max Maven, I probably, that's an inside joke. So.
That's. And
a little bit later, you promised me that you were going to try to teach me a little bit. Now, if you can teach me, that will be a miracle. You'll be a better magician than I am. But we're gonna do Bill Swayze. Now, Bill, are you ready for this? Now, Steve will do a good job. I may decimate you on paper, but it's nothing personal, believe me. It's more a reflection of my lack of talent in the design drawing area. So you're also doing stuff on computers, I understand. Is that right? You're getting into computers?
I use the computer quite a bit in my commercial art business, and I use it to kind of design. And I've also just recently finished some clip art for soccer teams and soccer players, and we've had real good results.
You have some kids in soccer, is that right?
No.
No? Oh, okay.
No. All of ours are grown and gone, but it's.
You don't look.
But I do a lot of work with.
But you're involved with the soccer, the youth soccer teams, and that kind of thing. Yeah, that's a sport that is very big, but hasn't caught on television yet. So.
No, and I think it's going to really be big. I was amazed at the number of people that are participating in soccer.
So, do you scan any of your freehand stuff and put it in the computer and then change it around, or just store it, or is that how you do that?
Yeah, we are currently doing that, and then marketing the discs as well as the individual sheets of clip art. So it's worked out real well for us.
Well, as soon as you're done with that, I'm just dying to
I'm
try
just
my
about
hand
finished here.
I don't know. I don't know if I have an easel or anything, but
we'll figure
folks,
out.
you're getting the first view of this before I am. So I hope Steve is being kind to me over there.
Well, there's only so much I can do, Brad. I mean, I can't work miracles.
The cameramen are laughing hysterically, so I'm not quite sure what you're seeing at home there on the monitors, but. We hope that you're enjoying Steve Parker, caricaturist, here on the new Variety Arts Show on public access television. We get to meet new and interesting guests every week. We've had, here it is. Is it ready?
You ready? Sure.
Oh, all right. Look at that.
Jump right in.
And of course, you've seen it on the camera yourself, but I don't know. You judge for yourself. Oh, now stop that. You judge for yourself. There it is. Well, great. Now, in some jobs, you would add color to this. Is that right?
Sure.
You put some color in and that kind of thing. And there's the rabbit in the hat, and that's very good. And we're gonna put that right down there with my other one. There we go. And do you have an extra sheet of paper? Can I learn to do this? Okay.
Oh my God.
Now you're going to have to tell me sort of what to do, and I'm going to do mine.
Let's just use that board right there.
Would that be okay? Let me turn it over on the back side. Okay, this will be my easel and a pen. All right, now you do Bill and tell me what we look for. What do we do first here? Now, Bill's all nervous because we're going to do this here.
Well, the first thing
I don't think my paper's big enough. Wait a minute. Okay. I'm sorry, Bill.
Hold on.
No. I kid him. He's really one of the heavyweights in the business here, and so we love him. Okay.
Okay, the first thing you need to do, Brad, is you need to look at the face shape.
Okay.
And if you look at Bill, you kind of get the idea that it's a little bit wider at the bottom than it is at the top.
Okay, so he's got a pointy head, is what you're saying.
Just kind of bring it out a little bit on the bottom.
Okay.
Not quite like a pear, but a little
now,
bit like
Bill,
a pear.
do not hold this against me, okay? Because I'm just, this is not, okay. Look, there we go. Okay. Well, this is going to be just terrible here. I don't know. Okay, you continue. Now, what do we look at next here?
Now, you usually have a tendency to put the eyes just about halfway down.
About halfway down.
About halfway
down. So that would be about there. And do we put the eyebrows in first?
Yeah, you can put the eyebrows in first.
Because that helps me place.
The eyebrows are straight and kind of raise up a little bit on the outside corners.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right.
And now the eyes are fairly close to the eyebrows. Now you don't want to put too much space between the eye and the eyebrow. You keep it like that.
Oh, Bill, you're going to kill me. This is just. I'm no good at this at all.
Okay.
Let's see
now
what we can do here. He's got very round pupils here.
Okay.
Very round pupils. Okay. I'm embarrassed. We may not show this.
If you color in the eye and then leave a little window there, it'll give a little spark.
A little window?
Yeah.
Would that be with like cross
Not full shade.
Oh, okay.
No. We don't need blinds on these things.
All
right. Okay.
That's probably a good idea.
All right, now just the bottom of the nose, where the wings of the nose are. That helps. And then you need to draw these two little pieces in here, Brad. Right in here.
Oh, okay. All right.
That'll help with the cheeks. Yeah. See, he's got a nice big smile.
Okay. He's got a nice big. There. Okay, Bill, this is just, you're not going to like this at all.
Oh, I think you'll like this one, Bill. It's okay.
Yeah, well, we're gonna have Steve autograph his for you, and we're gonna burn mine a little bit later.
And then you just need just a little hair around the edges.
Okay.
And we can all
for sure.
And we can all relate to that. We can all relate to that. It's all right.
my pen is running dry here. Let's turn it the wrong way here. Okay.
And just a little bit of an ear on each side.
A little bit of ear. A little bit of ear. Okay. Okay, let's see if that's an ear there. Okay.
Just a little bit of a hint right here between and right here.
Oh, okay.
Don't forget that part. That's always a good part.
What do they call those lines? There's no name. Those little lines just under your nose. Yeah,
that's the one you're looking for.
Okay, there we go.
Okay, now we gotta
you have a chin. You have some dimples there. Can I put in dimples?
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, that makes him cute. Okay.
Now's your chance.
You may never come back to the show again after you see this. See, I'm no good at this, but okay. Then we put it.
We'll give him a little bit of a piano here to.
Okay. Let's see here. We're drawing away here on the New Variety Art Show. We're trying to draw Bill Swayze, our musical director, who may never speak to me again after this. I'm sorry I even brought it up, Bill. Let's see, we have a necktie here that's like that, and now see, maybe the body I'm not too bad at here, but it's this other.
And just kind of looking over your shoulder, Brad, I'd say don't give up magic.
Yeah, I'm not going to give up my day job, believe me here.
You may need that, I don't know.
All right. Yeah, well, down here, let's do this piano bit here, and oh boy, how much? Well, we got 5 minutes. We got 5 minutes to fix this, Steve.
Wait a minute.
Wait. I don't think 15 minutes would fix this. I don't think an hour would fix this at all here. Okay, this is piano, and I'm terrible at drawing pianos. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to write piano there, so you know there's no mistaking that is a piano. I'm just going to write it right there. I know it's a cop-out, Steve, but it's the best I can do here.
Well, now put a few musical notes around the edge. I mean,
okay, musical notes. All right, here we go. This is that's some kind of a note there, and what is that cleft thing? That's something like, no, that's not it either. But,
that's my cleft.
That's $1. That's your cleft palate? Is that what that is? That's, okay, we'll do a whole note here. A whole note. If anybody asks, you can we'll just draw some lines here. Okay, and we'll do another eighth note here. Like that. That's a dot. Oh, wait a minute. A dotted quarter note. Well, this is just. Oh, I see what you did. Okay.
No fair cheating now.
Yeah. I'm gonna. No, that just made it worse. I don't know. Here we go. There we go. Let's put in the tie here. Mr. Music. We're gonna flash this real quick. We're gonna flash this real quick, and then it's gonna go away. So if you don't get it, there we go. That's terrible. That's the piano, and that's Bill Swayze, and that's gone. Now wait a minute. Here, Bill.
Oh, there you go.
Here we go. We're going to have to frame this and give it to you. Now that is a much better drawing of Bill Swayze, Mr. Music, here on the New Variety Art Show. All right, there you go, Bill.
Thank you very much.
Super.
That's great.
Well, have you got? Let's see. This is running sometime in November. We don't know quite when, but do you have some stuff coming up? Some more public library things that the kids can come and see you at?
Let's see. I'm working. Not right offhand, not real quickly. I've got a couple programs coming up in February, and I will be. I do have some caricature jobs coming up, but they're usually private
parties and corporate things and things like that.
Yeah.
Have you found that since you've started doing this, it's changed your personality, and do you have fun with this? And did you think?
I really do.
Yeah, you know.
I wouldn't want to do this on a full-time basis because it becomes real mechanical. But when I do it usually 2 to 3 times a month somewhere. And it's really kind of fun because, first of all, you get to meet people from all over the world, all over the country, and you usually can find someone who is excited about where they live. And I often go home and tell my wife, we got to go there. I mean, this looks like, it sounds like a really neat place, you know.
Yeah.
So we make a lot of plans just based on these caricatures.
Right. Well, what's so nice about the Valley of the Sun area is that we have so many five-star resort hotels, and we have visitors from all over the world, and that means hopefully a lot of work for people like you and I. And there's probably, what, about a half a dozen people in town that do caricatures?
Yeah, about eight to 10 of us, yes.
8 to 10.
And we stay pretty busy.
I know that there have been times that you fellas have been all booked up, and there are even some ladies. I don't want to mislead anybody, but there are several ladies that do this as well.
There are a couple.
And they're a bit more rare commodity than the gentlemen, but there are ladies out there that do this. And I know that at times you folks get booked up and it's just impossible, and we have some people who are disappointed because they didn't book early enough or think far enough in advance, and they don't understand why. But it is a very special gift, as you saw from my attempt. I'll never make a living at doing caricatures. I'd probably get tossed out of my ear if I tried to do that. So what you have is a very special gift that you have developed, and you share with people, and it's a rare commodity. It really is. Well, you know, Steve, that's our music.
All right.
And you know what that means. It's time to say goodbye. But, folks, we hope that you'll look for Steve Parker and other caricaturists as you support variety arts in your local community. We'll see you next time on the new Variety Art Show. Thanks, everybody. See you next time.
Thank you much.
Thank you.